What is up, guys? Brittany and Makaylah here, back for another episode of We Got Something to Say. And on today's episode, we are going to be talking about dealing with emotions. Say what's up, Makaylah.
What's up, y'all?
All right, so this is actually something that we both struggle with a lot. I'm going to let Makaylah tell her side, but for me, we're just going to get right into it, you know. For me, emotions have always been something that I have tried to avoid. It has been something that I have never wanted to really confront. I've always run from feelings and just tried to block them out. Unless it was like anger. That one was pretty easy. But today we're going to get down to the nitty gritty. And so first I want to talk about dealing with certain types of emotions. So I guess I'll start with anger because that was the first one I talked about. So growing up, I watched anger a lot in my household, in my family, more so on my mother's side. I didn't really see a lot of anger on my dad's side, but my mother's side, I know a lot of people struggle with anger, specifically, me, my mom, grandparents, my sister, even down to my niece, my oldest niece. We struggle really bad with anger and overcoming it. And so fighting in my family was a big thing. Kind of scarred me, growing up, seeing people in my family fist fight each other, call each other out of their names, and just really on the ground rolling two people in the street that don't know each other that offended each other. That's how they would fight. And it was kind of I feel like I kind of have PTSD from that, if that makes any sense. Just seeing that so frequently in my family growing up, seeing people fight, fist fight, roll on the ground, call each other names. It was very traumatic for me and my younger brother to watch. And so much so watching my aunts have to break fights up between family members, watching my mom get hit and stuff like that. Very traumatic. And then being young and not being able to do anything about it was very traumatic as well. And those are it made an imprint in my mind. Those are things that I still think about to this day. And so anger has been something that I have dealt with for my entire life. And it's actually something that I have recently overcome, or at least, we're human, we get angry, but how to channel anger, how to deal with anger and not allow it to deal with me or overtake me. That has been something that I've had to really work on and really master in regards to my emotions. It's been really hard. I can go from 0 to 100 very quick, and Makaylah can attest to that.
It's crazy, actually.
She can attest to that. And I kind of feel like it stems from not being... not having, and I don't want to make it sound like I was raised in an awful household, because I wasn't. My childhood was amazing, but it was those times, those moments that really sucked. I feel like it may stem from, of course, a generational curse, but also being in a household where I love you wasn't a thing. Being told I love you wasn't a thing. Saying I love you wasn't a thing. Very cold, very emotionless. And what do you do when that's all you're taught? That's all my mom was taught. So that's all she gave. And it's not like that anymore. We say it all the time. When we're on the phone, when we're in person, we definitely show a lot more affection now that I'm older. But growing up, I love you wasn't a thing. Giving hugs and kisses wasn't a thing unless it was coming from grandma. And so dealing with that, I feel like the anger kind of, I don't know if it didn't stem from that, but it kind of surfaced because love wasn't really shown in a physical way. Yes, materialistic, yes. Providing, yes. Getting, well, not even a pat on the back. More so just, it wasn't shown verbally. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. And so anger was a big thing. You know, if you don't have love, then you have anger. You have not so much hate, but you have anger. And so I think that was what it's like, where it came from. I don't know. It's still something that I'm trying to just suppress and not even think about, especially because, you know, I'm going into a marriage and I don't want to bring that into it. And I've had so many different counseling sessions, deliverance sessions. I've gone through so much work, prayer, fasting, everything. I've done so much to overcome this. And I really feel like I'm at a point where I can say that I have. Like, it's so, like, amazing, the feeling, not having to deal with that, not having to be condemned because of the anger that is inside me, you know, the rage, the going from 0 to 100, or the just blacking out or seeing red. Like, I don't have to deal with that anymore. And yeah, I still get angry. Don't think I don't get angry, but now I'm able to handle it or approach things a certain way so that I don't spew out or vomit on people, or I don't hurt people like I was hurt. And so that's also been a big part of anger. When someone hurt me, I would react to hurt them. And so that was a struggle as well, trying to overcome that, you know, because when somebody does you bad or does you wrong, eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth. Come on, let's go, blow for blow. That was the kind of thing that I grew up doing. And I don't know where it stems from. I didn't see my mom doing that. I don't know where it came from. Maybe my peers or my friends, people I hung around. But it was always an eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth. Like, you do me wrong, I'm going to do you 7 times more wrong. Not forgive you, or at least not until I get mine back, you know? And so anger is something I've always had to deal with. And that is the emotion that I am proud to say that I have overcome. What about you, Makaylah?
I would say that I have other emotions that I'm currently still working on. Mm-hmm. Anger for me, I feel like I'm in the same boat. And for me, I think my anger comes from being misunderstood, right? Because you cry about it, you're sad, but then there's just a point where after that, when that's not enough to get through to someone, then you get angry, mm-hmm. right? And I feel like a lot of my anger that I have had has also stemmed from traumatic experiences in my life as a child, as a teenager, and then getting married and divorced and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. A lot of my anger is situational, right? Like, things have actually happened to me. And I think, like I said, after the tears, then it's the rage. Mm-hmm. Or in a current situation where I don't feel like I'm being understood, the sadness then goes away and then it turns into something else. Mm-hmm. I think that's something that's, I feel like I'm better at. Mm-hmm. I guess mine's is just, I don't even know how to categorize it or like what I would say. I guess it's just saying being overly emotional is what I have dealt with.
Yeah, but I think yours is kind of a little bit similar to mine. Like, anger came because love wasn't given.
Yeah. Or
love wasn't present. Like, your anger, it arises because you feel like you're not being understood. You feel like you're not being heard. Yeah. And so, like, or maybe not love, but it stems from, like, there's another thing that causes it. You're not just angry to be angry. I think
you can give love and then but still not acknowledge a person. Yeah. Right. Or like sometimes when they say things or, you know, their feelings. And I think maybe mine came from that. Because like I said, I'm not going to say I didn't grow up in a house with love or I wasn't told I love you, because I was. Mm-hmm. Right. But then you still have your own feelings about certain things. You still have your own ideas. You have like your own perspective. And then when that's not acknowledged, then here comes all the other emotions that come in that you don't know how to deal with or that you don't know how to channel.
You know what it is?
What?
It's rejection.
Yeah.
That's what the anger comes from.
Yeah.
Being rejected on both ends, your end and my end. I felt like I was being rejected because I didn't get told certain things or I didn't get treated certain ways. And I feel like the same for you. You felt rejected when people wouldn't hear you out, when you couldn't explain yourself, when you couldn't tell your side of the story, when you were being misunderstood.
Yeah.
That's a form of rejection.
Or just not being acknowledged.
Yeah. And that's something we're still dealing with. But I'm grateful because even in dealing with rejection, which is another feeling or emotion, I guess, right? Or maybe
I think it's not.
root.
I think you deal with it and then it brings out whatever emotion comes with it.
Got it.
Because some people get angry and then some people get sad and then they get resentful and then they get,
So dealing with rejection caused anger for both of us, but it was in different ways.
I also feel like for me, which is it hasn't done anything good for me. It's always been negative, but just having too much emotion. Mm-hmm. So it could be anger, it could be sad, it could be like so many things, but all the time, being overly emotional can get you in trouble. Yeah. Because you're left with the feelings. You're left with the sadness. You're left with the I care too much feeling. And that's something that I've dealt with for a lot of years. I'm just now getting to a point where I'm starting to not care. And it sounds negative, but it's just like you have to not care sometimes. And I think I've been in situations to where I've had to look at both sides. Like if I'm like overly sad or overly emotional or I care too much about something, I have to look at how the other person is responding. Yeah. And I think that has helped me a lot because if the other person isn't sad or if they are not moved by the situation or like whatever the case may be, then why am I the one stuck in a corner crying and sad? That's absolutely crazy.
Yeah. So what do you think brought on the over emotional state that you put yourself in or you get in? Like what causes you to react with such emotion? Like where did that stem from?
Okay, so pro and con. I think the pro of being that way is that I love deeply and that I care and that I am willing to go the extra mile, right? And I think like that's just being brought up in love, right? Watching sacrifice, watching love, watching giving your last, watching, giving your time, like giving your all, right? And then you mix that in with doing that, but then like at the cost of your mental capacity, doing that at the cost of you mentally being stable, right? And it just everything just shuffling you all the time. So it's a good and bad thing, but I think it comes from wanting to be loved, wanting people to care the way that you care, or thinking that I give this love, I deserve the same love, and then when you don't receive that, then you're disappointed, and then you're going in this spiral and this emotional roller coaster. But I think if you don't understand balance when it comes to loving people, caring and giving your time or whatever, then you're going to continue to deal with it. And I think that's where it came from. Expecting you out of other people. And then when you don't receive it, you're left with a pile of tears, because it's like, yes, people in your life, I feel like, should see what you give. And if it's not, I guess, as equal, people should try and they should be intentional. If they see, dang, like this person loves me or this person sacrifices for me or they actually care about me. Yes, people, I feel like we're supposed to look at the people we have in our life and give them what is due, right? But then sometimes there are people in your life who are just, I'm not going to say blinded, they're just distracted with other things, so they don't do that.
That sounds very draining, though.
And when they don't do that, you're looking at them like, what am I, like, this is crazy. And I've dealt with that a lot.
But that mind state, it sounds very draining, because no one is you. No one can ever be you. No one ever will be you. So to expect you out of someone else is very draining, because you'll never get it.
Yeah. So the thing is, you have to drop that expectation,
Yeah.
you have to not do so much, right? Like, and it's crazy because like I had this conversation with my pastor, and he told me, we were talking about like certain people in my life, and he was just saying like, this person may be at this capacity to receive this, and then this person might be here. Like, that's how you balance relationships. Like, I've been best friends with you for 7 years. Why would I go to someone I've been friends with for a year and expect the same level of commitment or relationship or friendship or capacity, right? But trying to fit people in the same category all the time, that leaves you messed up.
Yeah.
You need, you know what I'm saying? You're supposed to give people what to do for where they are. So you're not emotionally entangled with every little thing.
Keep people in their proper place.
Yes, and understand the capacity. Even you, like, yeah, we've been friends for a long time, but there's still a capacity, you know. So
7.5 years. Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah. Thanks.
But yeah, I just think it's like not understanding the capacity that you're supposed to have for people, things and situations. And also, I think being like overly emotional, whether it's anger or frustration, sadness, bitterness, like whatever it is, it's not allowing these things to control you. I feel like anytime we feel an emotion, that's normal, because that's just how we're wired. But when it goes to another level or it dictates every single thing, it has so much more control over you than you even know.
Yeah, that's so true. Jeez. Man, I never thought about it like that. Yeah, I'm definitely not overly emotional.
By far.
If anything, people would say I'm too hard. Maybe not as hard as I used to be a couple years ago, but I, you know, like in my early 20s, late teenage years, I was very extroverted. I was a very extroverted person. I was life of a party. Still a class clown slash, you know, the funny person in the group. But I've changed a lot. I've allowed hurt from past friendships to jade my view of people. And it caused me to kind of become introverted in a sense, because I put a guard up and I'm more reserved now. That is something that I'm currently working on, and I feel like I am making strides. I don't know if you can attest to that.
You are.
But I feel like
sure.
I'm definitely putting in more work to get not back to that extroverted person, but being more willing to let people in and not being so closed off. I can tell you now, it ain't going to be everybody that's going to be, you know, that close to me. But I have opened up to some people, and it does feel good. It feels nice to not only, I guess, I don't even know how to word this.
I guess
like
be so closed off.
Be so closed off and only want to be around you and just you. And where's Makaylah? What's she doing? Yada, yada, yada. You know, being able to open up to other people is a nice feeling again, without having to worry about putting a guard up or being hurt or fearful of being hurt. And so these last couple months, maybe 6 months, I've been trying to work on this, I would say. And it's been very rewarding. You know, I started going out to lunch and dinner with a few people, and I enjoy it.
Feels great, doesn't it?
It does, because this used to be me. I used to be the one that invite people out to go out to eat, and we just kick it, and I'll pay for lunch, and then they'll pay for lunch. And now being able to get back to that, it's just like, man, I've missed this, you know?
It's actually very healthy.
It is. It's very healthy to have several different relationships. You don't got to be super close to everybody, but being able to establish friendships and have people, you know, in your corner, have people be more than just associates.
Yeah.
That's very healthy, because You need people. You need people to make it through this life. Yeah, we have God, but he put people in our lives for a reason. And so closing yourself off to people before even giving them a chance because of what the people in your past did is not right at all.
Yeah.
And it has been a struggle. I'm not even going to lie. It has been a struggle. So forgive me if you have felt like I was closed off to you. It's not anything you did. It's just my past and allowing my past to, I guess, view or change my view of how I see you or anything to do with you. It just, my past has, whatever.
Yeah.
You know what I'm trying to say.
I'm glad you said that. I think that brings me back to like when I was married. That's all I wanted to do. I mean, obviously, like you're getting married, that's your life partner, and that's who you're going to be with 24/8.
Yeah.
But I didn't have any friends, and I found myself
lonely,
very lonely. Because even getting married to someone, like, yeah, you have like all this compatibility, but you're not the same person, right? You're not going to always want to be around them. You know what I'm saying? Like overly consumed. And I'm just like, I did not give space to other people. Yeah. Like at all. And it's like when I really needed them, I didn't have nobody. Yeah. Right. Because in that time, very closed off. And I think I was more so closed off. I was obviously because for whatever reason, like I was overly drawn to that. But then also like dealing with hurt from friends, I was like, well, forget it. I don't need them. Right. That. And it was anger and it was bitterness in my heart. Yeah. But I found myself that what about when I am upset and I'm sad, and it may not even have to be directed toward him, but it's just like, that's what your friends are for. Right. So I'm glad you said that, because like going into my next one, you have to have balance with everything. Absolutely. Know what comes first, right? Like know what is first, but also you need to have balance in all of your relationships, right? Because it's not going to work if you don't. And then I found myself looking crazy. Yeah. You know, because I had absolutely nobody. But I mean, the whole emotional thing, it is a struggle sometimes. I do think I am better, a lot better. But child, it's hard. Yeah. And I think it's just like years of trying to undo and unravel a mindset. Yeah. Right? Like a mindset that comes with the actions behind it. And sometimes I find myself doing it and I don't even know that I'm doing it. Wow. And then I gotta like snap out of it, like, girl, it's not that serious. They're not worth that, or like, you know, it's not that deep. Or ask yourself, is it worth all of this? I was actually talking to a friend not too long ago, and he was just like, I don't give my emotions to stuff that is not worth it, like, or my energy to that. And I think for me, being overly emotional, I would give my energy to everything. Wow. Like everything was a conversation. Everything was I'm upset, I'm offended. I think that's what some of that being overly emotional has to deal with, is being offended by everything. Wow. And it's never that serious. Yeah. You know? So I think that's the part that I've grown. That's the part where I think I've matured, is understanding that even if you get offended, everything isn't worth it. Yeah. Right? Like really learning how to let things roll off your back like water. Like just let it go. Yeah. And it makes you a stronger person, right? So I do feel a lot stronger mentally. I feel stronger in relationships because I know how to like back up and be like, yeah, just take time for myself, right? You know, sometimes some people don't understand it, but it's okay. It's just not me. I was trying to be discreet, but it's okay. It's not me being mean. It's not me being being cold. I think it's.
But I know that.
I think it's my mechanism to be like, I'm just trying to just keep myself at bay and like chill, and
because
like,
life is changing.
It is, and I'm just like it's okay. It's all good. Like I'd rather do that than be overly emotional and cry about everything. Now I still cry, but it's just like sometimes I need to be left alone. Yeah. Right.
And anytime I try to I guess, interfere with that or disrupt that is because, I love you.
Yeah. And you're not used to that, though.
And I enjoy,
like, what is wrong with you?
I enjoy being around you.
Yeah.
And there always has to be a healthy balance, you know? And so I may not understand it, but part of me may just be reacting because of the rejection I've dealt with. And sometimes when you say no, I feel rejection. Yeah. But that's not anything to do with you. That's just something I have to get through. Yeah. And
then that's me working on my not overly emotional, just like chilling and, being quiet and just like, being to myself, but not because I'm upset or I'm sad. It's just, I don't know. I feel like sometimes when you just get too involved in people's life or in their face or whatever, you lose sight of who you are. You lose sight of like the agenda that you're supposed to be on. And I have really been working on that. It's very hard, but it's rewarding at the end of the day because I matter, right? Like what everybody else has going on, it matters, but it doesn't matter more than what I have going on, So I don't know. It's just, I've been learning how to balance. I don't even want to say juggle because I don't want to juggle all these emotions. I don't want to be up one day, down tomorrow, up one, like that's too much. Yeah. Balance that if something causes me to be angry, I'm going to be angry because I can be. But then, all right, get over it. If I'm going to be sad, be sad. Like, it's just like it's like you have to find a solution on how to get through it. I'm gonna be honest, there's even something now that I've been crying about and being upset, but I still have to find a way out of it so that I'm not stuck here day in and day out. And it's just like, you have to learn how to do that, like to be healthy and to have like good mental health. Yeah. Because that stuff will play on you.
Yeah, we got to overcome.
What are some other emotions? I mean, I feel like those are the only two that we've been. I just feel like that's the only two we talk about because that's like the main thing.
Sadness. Sadness. I know you get sad sometimes.
Yeah. But again, because of life experiences, like losing my mom, I don't know. That's just something that I will always deal with.
Yeah. I mean, there's been like a few months of me feeling like I'm depressed. I don't know if I'm depressed, but it's just because God has always spoiled me, and now he's disciplining, or not disciplining, but he's changing things in my life for the better. But I don't like it. He spoiled me too much, and now I'm just like throwing a hissy fit like a little daughter does with her dad. Yeah. And so I feel depressed, but I know I'm not. It's just something I have to get through because he's always provided for me, and now it's like everything like kind of just halted, and I'm just like, okay, what are you doing? Why are you changing things? We were doing great, everything was going good.
The momentum.
Why you messing with stuff? Why you messing with stuff?
That's so crazy. Okay, so I looked up all emotions, so I'm gonna just read what they got. Okay. It says that's a lot: fear, anger, disgust, sadness, happiness, joy, love, enjoyment, pride, surprise, confusion, amusement, calmness, contentment, disappointed, embarrassment, envy, kindness, affection, boredom, relief, stressed, acceptance, and anticipation.
Definitely a little bit of stress.
I think for me right now, I'm confused. I'm confused. And I think the reason why I'm saying that is because of a certain situation, I'm like literally confused. In the same boat you're in, like, God, why are you letting this happen? Yeah. I'm so confused. Yeah. And I texted one of my friends today. I said, do you and I was even scared to text it. I was like, you ever been upset at God? She was like, yes. And I'm so confused, right? So that's my current emotion, because it's like, I feel like I keep praying, asking for an answer as to why like this certain thing keeps happening. But at the end of the day, I still got to pray. It just doesn't stop.
Has he given you an answer?
I feel like yes. And I feel like all the answers, I've been working them out, and I've been doing it, and I've been like changing them. But I'm like, dang, is it just like keep going back to the same thing? And then it's a new thing I have to work on. I don't know. I'm going to go back to the drawing board because I'm not going to stop
I
praying.
was about to say, usually when he's silent, that means nothing has changed. Usually it's the same. Like if he asks you to do something and then you feel like you did it, but nothing has changed, and then he's silent.
But I feel like the situation, each time it happens, it's so different. It's not different, but like my responses have been different going into it. Yeah. If that makes sense. So, I don't know.
Maybe he wants you to just keep working. Keep doing what you're doing.
I don't know context. So he keeps allowing an opportunity to happen, and then I take the opportunity, and then for some reason it just fails.
It doesn't work out.
Yeah, that's weird. Stop. I'm not gonna say stop bringing me the opportunity, but it's like, what?
Don't say that.
I know. I'm just saying, like,
her name.
I'm just like, what? I've never like this has never happened to me in my life. Opportunity after opportunity, and it's just like,
yes.
And I'm being told, take the opportunity. Yes, you should do it. Yes. So I'm doing it, and I'm doing it in the best of my ability. I'm doing it praying. I'm doing it as like God trying to be the foundation. I am doing it, and then it's just like,
there it goes again.
So that's my current emotion. Yeah. I'm confused.
Yeah, that's tough. I definitely it puts me in a very sucky, I guess, I'm in a very sucky state for you.
Wait,
because
I thought you were saying sucky for you. I'm going to say that's not, you got to find an actual one.
No, it just makes me feel very sucky for you because I'm witnessing it. And I see all the opportunities coming, and then it just slips through your hand, and it just
so weird.
It's like opportunity after opportunity after opportunity, and then it just doesn't work out. And it's so sucky to see this happen because each time it's just like you get so sad.
Oh my God. And it gets better. And each opportunity, oddly enough, it's better than the last one. And better and better.
So maybe the final opportunity is coming.
Child.
And so it's sucky to watch because I know it makes you sad and you feel hurt. And I don't know, as your best friend, it just really sucks to watch it and witness it because I want the best for you. And so I would just say keep praying, keep seeking God, even in your anger, righteous anger, maybe, I don't know. But just don't stop talking to him. Don't stop praying.
And I think that's where I am. Like, she texted me today. She was like, how do you feel now? Like, after I texted her about asking her what she texts me a lot, and it was like all good. And she texted me, she was like, well, how do you feel now? I said, I'm all right. I said, I feel like I don't want to talk to you. Like, that's the feeling I have.
No, talk to her?
No, to God.
Oh.
I'm being honest. Like, she was like, well, how do you feel now? I was just like, I just feel like I'm good. I don't want to talk.
Yeah.
And I'm sad because that is not, I've never felt like that.
But believe it or not, those are normal feelings. I felt like that.
I've never felt like that.
Probably
at all.
Twice, 2 or 3 times in my life. I've been angry with God, and I felt like, I don't want to talk to you. Leave me alone. But he always, he's a comforter.
Yeah.
And he is a healer of the broken heart. And so whether I like it or not, the best thing for me is to be in communication with him because he can solve everything. And so it may take a while to see that, but once you realize it, I don't know.
Yeah.
It just makes everything better. He makes everything better. And so I would say don't stop talking to him, even in your anger. Yeah.
So those are my 2, confusion and disappointment.
I think stress for me, because if you don't know, I am planning a wedding.
Mm-hmm.
I will be married in 2 months, a little bit over 2 months. And so time is dwindling, and it is very stressful planning a wedding, especially because I got engaged in February. And so I only gave myself 6 months to plan. Jesus. And a lot of people think that's too soon, especially because I'm having a wedding with roughly about 150 people. Mm-hmm. And that's a big, I think it's a medium-sized wedding, but people say it's a big wedding, whatever. I thought it's medium. I just think I think 500 people is like a big wedding.
To do in a little bit of time.
Yeah, but by the grace of God, everything is happening as it is supposed to, and everything is falling into place. Like, I know, like, this was meant to be. I know, because God is ordering our steps. Everything is falling into line. My mom, thank you, Mom. She bought my wedding dress. Such a blessing. We went, even that is a testimony. We went dress shopping last week.
Saturday.
Last Saturday. Literally 2 months left before the wedding, and I'm just now getting a dress. I had 3 appointments, 3 different places down here in Virginia Beach. Literally, I tried on like 10 to 15 dresses at the first place and found my dress there. I canceled my other 2 appointments because I didn't need to go. Now, it was, I had my bridesmaids there, my mom, my maid of honor, and, it was a good time being able to share this experience with them, but everything just happened so smoothly. The lady that helped me, Erin, she was so nice, so caring, very personable. And so it was just a great experience all around. And I'm just so grateful because it happened when it was supposed to. And there was no struggle, nothing. Now I am on a continuous journey, weight loss journey. And I just lost 4 pounds this week.
Good job.
Since Monday. And it's Thursday now. So,
well, the thing is, tell them you fit your dress. You just want it to be.
I fit the dress perfectly. I need minor alterations, but depending on how much more weight I lose, I might need, I don't know. But we have several seamstress in the area. And so I guess I'll be reaching out to whoever can do it the soonest, because I will need alterations. I just don't know how drastic. And so it's been hectic, and I've been praying, trying not to stress my bridesmaids and friends, and everybody has just been praying for me, and I'm so grateful. Thank you.
You're not alone. We are all in this together, and I don't know about them, but I'm stressed out too with you.
Yes.
But you are not alone.
You're an amazing maid of honor.
Oh, thanks.
It takes a village to raise a bride.
No, you're absolutely right, because I'm up to my eyeballs. But it's okay. We're going to get through this.
But you already know, like, what I'm going to have to do for yours. So it's just,
get ready.
Yeah, I know.
Yes, ma'am.
And she's a prima donna. She's a bougie.
Not.
So it's probably going to be worse for me. But I know I'm going to have help as well. So I'm calling all friends. Hey, need your help. Thanks.
Not all friends.
All
oh,
friends.
God,
all friends.
Jesus.
All friends, all resources, all contacts. I'm about to be going through your Instagram
my
friends, Facebook friends, everything. I need help.
I don't think it'll be that crazy.
But yeah, stress has definitely been an emotion. But after this, filming this or recording this episode, we're going to the gym. But the gym has definitely been helping relieve stress. Church, prayer, being around my friends and family.
Yeah, for sure.
Definitely.
I would say, I mean, obviously like church and stuff, but our friends are so amazing.
Yeah. We laugh a lot.
Legit, like stress relief.
Yeah.
And sometimes we just sit around and do nothing.
And just cackle.
Yep.
But it's good. It's nice.
Great.
And so that's definitely been an emotion for me. I would say it was fear and worry, but not so much anymore. And that was in regards to my calling, but now I got some clarification from my pastor. So that's not really a struggle anymore. Now I just need to prepare. But that was a relief. Yeah, I'm really happy about that one. We'll get more into that on another episode. But yeah, that's pretty much it for me. Do you have any other emotions you'd like to discuss?
Nope. That's just currently where I am, and I'm making it through.
Amen. All right, guys. So that is all for this episode. Episode 4 of We Got Something to Say, Dealing with Emotions. This is Brittany and Makaylah. You know where to find us. Spotify, YouTube, Apple Podcasts, and your friend's Instagram. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, subscribe to us if you have not already. And we will see you in the next episode. This is Brittany and Makaylah with We got something to say.
Always.